The widely quoted theory used to oppose culling is known as the stable limit cycle hypothesis. This hypothesis can be viewed as a cyclical relationship in which elephant numbers increase while thinning out the forest and then decline when trees become sparse. With the elephant's decline, the trees regenerate and the cycle is repeated once more. There is a time lag whereby elephants do not respond quickly to environmental change. Hence, the trend of elephants and the trend of trees are similar to sine waves, the peak of trees being slightly ahead of that of elephant. Kenya is often portrayed as the darling of African wildlife conservation because of its protectionist standpoint. Kenya's Tsavo National Park is one of Africa's largest, extending over 5,300 square miles. In the late 1960s, the park was faced with a serious overpopulation of elephant, similar to the one that presently faces Hwange National Park. The Kenyan authorities decided to follow the stable limit cycle hypothesis and not intervene. In this decision, however, major factors that had created the problem were overlooked and false assumptions were made. Firstly, animal populations were confined within artificial man-made boundaries. It was not a natural situation. Secondly, early elephant counts in the 1960s were grossly inaccurate, representing less than 1/10 of the actual numbers. The last absurd assumption was that dead bodies return much-needed elements to the soil. In 1971, a severe drought hit the region, and as many as 15,000 elephant and hundreds of black rhino in and around the park died of starvation. People from the neighboring villages, who were also suffering from the effects of the drought, swarmed into the park to gather up the ivory that littered the landscape. Once all of the ivory was picked up, poaching was the natural progression. This spawned a pandemic that swept across the sub-region. By the 1980s, the elephant population in Tsavo had been reduced to 6,000 from an estimated 36,000. The irresponsible decision to allow Tsavo to self-destruct resulted in the desertification of thousands of square miles of conifera canopy woodland.